What's up, guys? How y'all doing today on What's Up, Sussex Squad? Y'all, have you been seeing this new campaign the British monarchy is doing against Meghan and Harry? Baby, they stopped talking about Meghan. They stopped the dog whistling. Now they're screaming from the rooftops. How dare you go to a dodgy, backwater, yucky, disgusting, filthy continent, let alone country called Nigeria, that the British monarchy would never step foot in. Now, aside from the fact that's all cap, because the Queen just visited in 2018, besides the fact that anybody who's been to Nigeria knows Niger don't carry last, besides the fact that there was more wealth in those rooms that Harry and class and elegance in those rooms than any room that Harry and Meghan has been in with the Turteltaub's aristocrats in the UK. Besides all that, baby, I love when I see people's own racism being their undoing. See, here's the thing they don't understand. And the thing I'm happy is showing up. Britain been on the downfall. And I'm talking about those Tory people, racists that think everybody else, they're up and everybody else is down. That way of thinking, that way of dog whistling, they're not even dog whistling, they're howling at this point. It's over. It doesn't carry. You need the hearts and minds of the people. And thinking people can't be racist, and people with hearts also shouldn't be. I don't think they can be racist either. Now, let me tell you something. I see what they're doing. See, they have been so unhinged at Harry and Meghan getting any friends, doing this, doing that, that they ripped their mask off. They tried to convince us. And don't get me wrong, Queen Elizabeth was great at marketing a life of service. She understood we can't be walking around with diamonds dripping in blood, sapphires bathed in the tears of the people that we snatched them from. We can't cover up for all these massacres. Don't forget, Queen Elizabeth didn't even want Black people touching her when she went to England, but she was good at PR. A life of service, the Queen Mother. Baby, she was one of the worst of them. They all are. But they put on this thing, this mask. Don't you understand? We care. Because you got to care. She understood in a modern monarchy to rob the people blind, to take and never, ever give. But because their hatred for Harry and Meghan blinded them so much, they ripped that mask off. Ripped it off, and let us know that they will never, ever, ever. They're disgusted that somebody would even walk into a palace. They're disgusted that Nigerians are dirty. You know what? Hold on, y'all. Let me put in a few clips and then meet me after the jump.
He is in Kenya. It's a significant state visit. Do you think he enjoys these occasions? Is he enjoying his new job as king?
I fear not. I mean, he never liked going to Africa. He was forced to go to Africa shortly before he became king because he neglected the Commonwealth. He liked going to the white Commonwealth countries. He liked going a lot to India, but he avoided Africa if he could.
Why?
He just didn't find it culturally very interesting, whereas he was very interested in the culture of India. And the real truth is Camilla doesn't like travelling long distances. I think he does find it very difficult now. He doesn't look as if he's enjoying the job, having waited so long for it. But in the end, you see, the Commonwealth will fall apart unless he works hard at it.
Y'all see what I'm talking about? King Charles never even liked Africa, even culturally. It makes him no interest. Nigeria, it's so dodgy. These coming from people that are walking around with diamonds, from raping, pillaging, burning, doing everything. Are you insane? How dare the UK try to be a moral? They are still doing with the Windrush generation. Are you serious? But I know they're serious because in their hatred, this is their game plan. And I'll just call it now. See, they think the king banned all Commonwealth countries from hosting Harry and Meghan. Who the F do you think you are? You give nothing to the Commonwealth. You only take. The Commonwealth pay taxes or whatever, host you, do all this, show you respect, make you seem like you're more than a little island, a little petulant island nation. And you have the nerve to try to ban as if they're still your citizens that you can command? You better not. But what are you doing? You're doing what you did in the British media. No one's allowed to say anything nice about Harry and Meghan. No one's allowed to cover them. And because Niger came forth and said, baby, we don't carry last and we're not afraid of you. Harry, Meghan is a daughter of the soil. Come, let us reunite. They're trying to send a message to everybody who would dare host Harry and Meghan as to what the UK media will do to you. And they're using Nigeria as an example. It's dirty, it's dodgy, human rights abuses. You have a PDF file named Andrew collecting money sitting there. You can't be serious. You can't be serious. You guys let Jimmy Levine or Savine, Salas, what is it? Jimmy, God, I forget his name, but that predator that King Charles and Elizabeth were so fine. Let's not forget the missing orphans in Africa that Elizabeth picked up. Let's not forget any of that. They're disgusting, but also they're stupid because you think by bullying Nigeria and showing other nations, we will destroy you in our media if you go against us and host Harry and Meghan. You've proven Harry and Meghan right 1,000 times over. You've proven that you are a racist, vile country. Your food's not good. The weather kind of sucks. You're killing your own tourism, and tourism is what you use to justify that monarchy, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is, right? You're trying to bully Nigeria and show that they will be crushed under your heel. And any country that does it will. This is how they got everybody to turn their backs on Harry and Meghan in the UK. They made examples of people, okay? And it worked because the people in the UK, you live in the UK, I don't know. Maybe you need the clout. Maybe you need the connections. Maybe you need the funding. Maybe you need the donations. Maybe every man makes their own decisions. But one thing I can tell you is it's not going to work in Nigeria and it's not going to work on the rest of the country. And the one thing that they don't realize is, do you realize the reason that people like Harry and Meghan is because they're not you? Do you realize that when they left you, Harry and Meghan gave you guys a big F you? And collectively, the people of the world say, yeah, we feel that. F the royal family. And the reason they invite Harry and Meghan is because they're not associated with you, because they left you guys around, because they gave you a big FU. Do they not realize that part of the reason of Harry and Meghan's immense popularity is that they turned their backs on a racist, vile, classist, elitist nation founded on apartheid, founded on classism, founded on evilness, racism, and it's still alive and well. That's what makes them so special. What makes them so special is they're not like you. They're not like you. And the fact that every time you throw these temper tantrums and every time you ban them from going and every time you go this and every time you go that, the fact that that just makes people like them and embrace them more. I've heard, and mostly what happens, that many more Commonwealth countries, Jamaica, Nigeria, many more Black Commonwealth countries. I don't know what's going on in India. Sussex Squad, if you're Indian, please let me know. And you have ties still to your homeland or you live in India, please let me know what's going on in India. I don't know what's going on in India. Well, India is not part of the Commonwealth, is it? Let me actually strike that. My whole point is but they have a strong British influence. So they're not, okay, Commonwealth, sorry, but they have a strong British influence. I don't know what's going on with India because we see what they did to that country and the way they ripped it apart and literally embedded self-hate into the core of them. Because in order for you to serve the monarchy, serve the Commonwealth, be a part, or even be friendly, you must buy into the self-hate. You must buy into the fact that you'll never be good enough, but maybe if you're light enough, if you're this, if you're that, maybe they'll let you kiss the thing. Imagine a country that has bloodthirsty Saudi dictators taking bags of money, literal garbage bags of money, jewels, whatever, having the nerve to open their mouth to Nigeria. You guys, I have to laugh. Let me read some of these comments to you because they actually deserve to be read. Like I said, shout out to Afro Fairy One for seeing the truth. You guys, I understand Sussex Squad. We are having conversations about this on Twitter. And just to make the Twitter squad always feel, I have no reason to steal story from you guys and then act like I'm researching it. No, at the end of the day, we're having a conversation. And I would imply anybody that is borrowing content from Twitter to start giving those creators a shout out, because they're conversations. Just because you didn't think of the idea, okay, but we can still further the conversation. You guys, the things that are being said, who said it? Miki said on Twitter said, when you publicly express vitriolic rage towards Meghan in situations where there is no logic for it, where even an entire nation becomes degenerated for hosting and celebrating her, how can anyone doubt the trauma of her experience inside those institutions? One Love Continues always said, every time an African country gets any attention, they try to stop it because they don't want the continent to grow. Now, more people would love to come and visit and spend money in Nigeria. Can you imagine that Africa becomes one united Africa under God? Anna Carroll said they're insinuating that Harry and Meghan would not be safe in Nigeria. Nigeria gave them everything the UK government wouldn't. You guys, listen, all I want to say is you can go on Twitter. The conversations are jumping over there, Sussex Squad. You can go over there on Twitter if you want to actually get into the conversation. But the conversation will be had. You know, Afua Adom, right? From BBC or Good Morning Britain, the one that's always talking. They said, great weird pretend royal tour on dodgy Nigeria by Harry and Meghan. We're next, Somalia. This is Kevin O'Sullivan. These people are disgusting. She said, of we're sorry, right? She is on Talk TV, BBC, and ITV. Okay. They said, whoa, independent thinkers said, whoa, these fools can no longer pretend aren't racist. The nasty remarks about Nigeria and Somalia speaks volumes. Black and brown nations wake up. These people don't give a damn about you. Ada Babe said they would have never had an empire if they didn't murder, rape, pillage, and loot black and brown countries. They're still doing it. Okay? Listen, this is really very, very sad, of course. And it's very horrible. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You guys, listen, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to you later. But shout out to Harry and Meghan, and shout out to the Commonwealth, and shout out to the continent of Africa. Niger never carried last. And let's see them get hosted, because you know what? The countries that they felt like they weren't good enough, that Charles doesn't like, William wants to disband the Commonwealth. Baby, you show them who we actually feel deserves any type of honor. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later.